What is up, good YouTube? True Horror Stories animation submitted by subscribers. We're here with Twitch. Let's just get straight into it. All right. Let's see what's going on. I should have had the other headphone to begin with. I'm such a fucking idiot. Submitted by Nina. Dear God, it's fucking loud. I'm gonna get fucking killed. Hold on. Alright, that's my bad.
I live alone in a 6-story building in New York City. My front door faces the staircase, so I can see it through my peephole. At the time, it was just Chewy Bear.
So you live straight ahead. Yo, you about to get robbed.
5-pound toy Yorkie, and me. I'm a night person, and I stay up late watching YouTube or playing games on my iPad and phone. I like to multitask. Anyway, it was late, and I started to fall asleep at around 11 p.m. I must have been really tired that night. I usually check my front door to make sure it's locked, and I check my stove to make sure it's off. That night, I thought I had already checked the front door, but I didn't. As I fell into deeper sleep, I noticed my dog growling, and he never does that. He's always so playful and only barks when someone...
I was about to say, this dog could definitely fucking bite. That dog is gonna see a person and run away, guarantee, bro. He does not look like a biter, bro. Bro looks cracked off his mind. Look at his eyes. Dear God.
...is at the door if he hears my intercom. So when I heard the growl, I told him, "Chewy, no. Stop. Behave. Go to sleep." But he kept on doing it. Again, I told him, "No. Go to sleep." Then he stood up, with his tail and ears straight up, and was standing like he was ready to pounce. That's when something just told me to check the door. So I went slowly to the door and looked through the peephole. I saw a drug addict sitting on the steps. He got up and went to my...
Who the fuck are you, bro? You're in the 6th floor, bro, buddy. How the fuck? Okay, first of all, you're in the 6th floor. Why the hell? So either he used the elevator or just walked all the way 6 floors up just to sit down right there and wait for you to peep that hole. And he's like, "Oh wait, I think I see someone. Let me go see what's up." Alright, bro.
My neighbor's door, turning the knob. Then he went to another neighbor's door and did the same thing. I got scared and was going to run and get my cell phone when the thought hit me. Check if your door is locked. That's when I realized my door...
Bro, fucking Dumb and Dumber, bro.
...was open. Right as I went to lock
this
it,
definitely was submitted by a fucking subscriber because they're fucking stupid.
Man turned my doorknob, and he heard me lock it. Then he started yelling, saying he knew I was there. He began banging on the door, trying to get in. I ran to my kitchen, grabbed a knife, and called 911. My neighbor heard the noise and opened his door. He told the guy to leave the building and said the cops were on their way, but the guy didn't leave. My neighbor had a golf club and was ready to swing. That's when the cops arrived. They asked the man why he was in the building. He said he came to see his friend. They asked him his friend's name and which apartment he lived in, but he couldn't remember. So they took him out of the building. He fought them. He didn't want to leave, but they got him out. A few minutes passed, and he came back. Again. He was right in front of my door. My dog alerted me again. I looked out the peephole, and sure enough, he was back. The cops came again and removed him. He came a third time, but that was the last. They took him to the precinct after that. That night, I thanked God and hugged my little boy who helped save me from the danger I was in. I told him how much I loved him and thanked God for allowing me to be his owner. Who knows what that man could have done to me and my little Yorkie if I hadn't paid attention to his growling and if I hadn't gotten up to check my lock. It was a scary thing to go through.
Bro, this is what I was talking about, bro. This dog is not gonna bite no one, bro. That dog is gonna bark and then run away. Oh my god, bro. Invest in a bigger dog, my guy. Or my gal. My bad. Story 2 for 2 more minutes. Alright, better see. And life.
Hello, I'm Elijah, and this is my terrifying story. It was early in the morning when I stepped outside to take the trash out. That's when I saw my neighbor Joe. Joe was well known in the neighborhood, kind, caring, and deeply respected by everyone. I admired him too. We had a brief chat and then he invited me in for a cup of coffee. Naturally, I accepted. His house looked spotless and well kept, but there was something strange about it. A strong, rotting odor lingered in the air. After coffee, Joe suggested that we take a walk in the park.
That's when you dip. Once you start smelling something, that's when you dip. Alright? Yeah, we neighbors and all, but like, I don't gotta be in your house for that long, so I'm gonna take my coffee, my tea, or whatever, and I'm gonna take it home. Thank you very much. I'll bring back the cup later. I'll drink that motherfucker at home, alright? Alright, or I'll just leave it here.
We talked along the way, nothing out of the ordinary. But as we headed back and approached his house, I noticed flashing lights. An ambulance and police cars were parked.
Bro's over here being Dexter, bro. Bro's being a little too nice, bro.
Outside. Curious, I asked an officer what had happened and who had died. I assumed it must have been one of Joe's relatives, until I remembered he didn't have any. Then, they brought out the body. It was Joe. I stood there, stunned, unable to move. If Joe was dead, then who had I just been with? Who had I shared coffee with? Who walked with me in the park? That's when it hit me.
You was dead ass. Don't even know your own fucking neighbor? That's crazy.
That awful smell in the house. It was Joe's decaying body. The investigators said it had been there for weeks. I told my grandma everything. She listened carefully, then said, "That wasn't Joe. What you saw was a morpher, a being that can take on the form of the dead. It's an ancient..."
Motherfucking what? A morpher?
What you saw was a morpher, a being that can take on the form of the dead.
Cool.
It's an ancient demon from German folklore, known as Tiergol. She explained that this creature feeds on trust. It disguises itself as someone familiar and lures its victims. Those who are...
Bro, why your shit fucking dripping like some saggy ass titties, bro? What the fuck? Bro, this looks like a... Yo, bro, they did your shit wrong, bro. My bad, gang. Damn, they did you wrong as fuck.
Are emotionally connected to the body it's mimicking.
Yo, I gotta search that shit up. YouTube, if you enjoyed, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.